always had the style to pop. 100 on my fist and 100 on my watch.
Hey, 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 what it do, people? Thanks for tapping in with VinnyVin. That's me. For those who made it all the way to episode 20. 20, bro. Damn. That's one of these right here. And hold on. One of these right here. That's two of them motherfuckers. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with me on the pod. This is your first time on the pod? I'm not sure how you found it. If you was just doom scrolling on the toilet. No shame in my game. I've been there too. And however you found your way to the pod, welcome. We got some cool stuff we're going to talk about today. It's May 10th, 2026. And it's Mother's Day. So quick shout out to all the moms out there, for holding it down. Moms do a lot of important stuff. Shout out to the moms. What up, mom? Because mothers, bro, they're like the super glue to a fucking household. You know what I mean? They make sure everything's, situated and coordinated and making sure that everything in the cabinet's filled and taking care of stuff, making sure there's no friction in the household. That's what mothers do. And I'm going to just shout out a couple moms. I'm going to just shout out a couple of them. Shout out to the mom who freaking can open a jar of pickles by herself with no help. She'd rather chip a fucking tooth by gnawing at it before she asks for help. Shout out to that mom right there. Shout out to the mom who's like a tiny general of her household. She don't let shit fly. She one of those moms that says, as long as you under my house, these are my rules type of mom. The type of mom that tells you, take your shoes off at the front door. Don't get my carpet dirty. I got guests coming over. Is something wrong with you? Shout out to that mom right there, giving a young child structure. Like making you think twice before you do anything. Shout out to that mom right there. Shout out to a mom who fucking puts rubbing alcohol on an open wound. And she make no type of sounds of discomfort. She just sees it bubbling up and she just embraces for the pain. Unlike her weenie husband who got caught cheating with another man. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Shout out to that mom right there. She probably all upset, confused, asking questions about shit, but I want you to know right now, hey, I see you. Happy Mother's Day. Shout out to the moms that are real soft and delicate. They talk to you in a whisper. They talk to you like this and shit. And you're like, what the fuck are you saying? But you don't want to yell at them because you don't want to scare them on accident. They're just real soft and submissive. They're like this little dandelion right here. Shout out to that mom. We appreciate your warm-heartedness. And shout out to the nurturing mom, the kind of mom that rub you on the back when you've got your first heartbreak. You over here crying about Tanisha or whatever, how she playing with you. And, your mom's telling you, you all right. There's a lot more other women out there, son. You're going to be okay. Keep your head up. You're handsome or whatever. Shout out to that mom right there. Shout out to the mom that'll give everything she got, bro. She over here breastfeeding a 48-month-old baby. Mothers know best. I wouldn't recommend that because it just sounds like, that's probably going to be a child who grows up as a pervert. He probably sneaking into, ladies' fitting rooms or whatever. But, hey, mothers know best. So, shout out to all the mothers out here. Man, if you got a young mom out there, you know what I mean? Shout out to the young moms. Go do something for your mom, man. Go do something simple. It doesn't have to be nothing crazy or fancy. It doesn't have to be a 5-star dinner. Go scramble some eggs, bro. Go crack an egg, scramble it, maybe pull out some frozen pancakes, and show her that you could cook without burning the house on fire. That way, if she was to pass away, she at least passed away with knowing, at least you could cook some eggs and bacon. You know what I mean? Shout out to mothers out there, man. The young moms, too. I want to scramble a couple of the young moms' eggs. You know what I'm talking about? No, Vince. Come on, Vince. Fuck, bro. I was doing good. God damn it, bro. We're not talking about that today. We're trying to be sensitive and self-aware of what's going on with the mothers, bro. Why are you talking about scrambling some eggs? Damn it, bro. Fuck, I was doing so good. All right. Hey, focus. We back. Right here. It's all good. It is what it is. But hey, shout out to those people who don't have a mom. I know how that can be a little tough. It can be a little tough without you having a mother, whether you don't know her or she passed away. But one thing I can say, there's a lot of moms out here that will appreciate your time, appreciate a visit from you, maybe even a text. Or if you need some type of like motherhood, go pet a freaking a pregnant raccoon. Go help deliver a baby calf from a pregnant cow. Go be a part of somebody's motherhood, is what I'm saying. Hopefully that cheers you up, man. I'm rooting for you. I have a mom, and my mom, man, she's something else, man. My mom is something else. And I know I said that with the tone of like, but no, it comes from a place of love. It comes from a place of a special place, actually, in my heart. So, my mom, she's one of those type of ladies that will, she'll work 16-hour days just to take my spoiled ass to Disneyland. That's the kind of mom I'm talking about. She'll freaking sacrifice everything she has just to put me first. So, shout out to my mother, man. She's the kind of woman who, she dropped out. She didn't do the college route and all that. But later in life, she went to school, got her stuff going, and now she got a house. You know what I mean? She's doing things. She's paid. So shout out to my mother. One of the things I admire of her is how, dedicated she is to just figuring shit out. She's the type of woman that when her back's against the wall, she's going to figure her way out. She's going to figure something. And shout out to her. Her relentlessness is something I admire. The way that she goes after things that she wants is very encouraging because that makes me think like, man, if she can do it, I can do it. It's in my DNA. So shout out to my mother, man. And I know I put a lot of stress on your life, a lot of unwanted stress, a lot of worry from the poor decision makings I've made in the past or just the choices I've made. And I hope that you forgive me for that. I know you do, and you love me. You would, if you were here right now, you'd tell me that it's okay or whatever. But I want you to know that's why I go so hard. That's why I want to go so. It's just another reason why I want to. I can't wait to get to the success that I envision. That way, I can pay you back and we can share it together, man. So, shout out to my mother. Shout out to all the moms, man. Really. But one story I can share about my mom that comes to mind a lot of the times is, growing up, right, we had a house. Our house was animal friendly. We had all types of animals. All the animals you could think of. We had the whole cast of backyardigans in a 2-bedroom apartment. We had it all. Fish, fucking dogs, cats, lizards. We had this one uncle who stayed with us and he had a giraffe neck. So whatever he was, he was some type of creature that lived with us too. So we had all different types of animals is what I'm saying. And one day my brother and I thought it would be a good idea to ask my mom, like, hey, Mom, do you think we get some birds? We wanted some birds for whatever reason. I don't know what sparked the curiosity of birds, but we were like, hey, that shit might be fly if we had some fucking, ain't nothing flyer than a bird, but what if no one ever talk about the bird owner, how fly he is? So, my brother talked me into asking my mom because it was close to my birthday. So that could be a birthday gift for me or whatever. So we went ahead and asked my mom. My mom's the type of person, she'll give us whatever we want. If she can get it for us, she's going to give it to us, And as long as you ask her in a polite way and you make sure that the room's clean when you ask for it, she'll give it to you 9 times out of 10. And, my mom takes us to Petco. We end up, choosing 2 birds. My brother get a green parakeet. I get a blue parakeet. We call them fools Chicho and Frankie, the first cholo parakeets you'll ever see, man. And my mom, she bought into our little creativity mind. She helped us pick out a huge-ass cage, got all the nutrients that bird needed, had the best snacks, unlimited life supply of fucking bird seeds. These birds are eating better than me. I'm going to be honest with you. But, that's my mom. She plays into our world at the time. And, one day, bro, we're playing with our birds. We're doing some fly shit, taking pictures with the birds. I had a bird on my fucking shoulder. Used to put a bird on a finger and be like, whatever about it. You know what I mean? And one day we put the birds outside because we don't ever want them to feel like they're prisoners. We want them to enjoy the outside like a normal bird. That way there's no confusion of enslavement going on in the household. So we put the birds outside so they can get that natural carbon dioxide, that oxygen, that H2O or whatever. And it was a nice day. We put them outside. And I remember coming home from school, seeing my brother. This was over here, swinging a bat at a fucking hawk, bro. He tells me like this, a fucking hawk came in and fucking decapitated Frankie. Frankie is gone, bro. That's what he told me. And I was like, I'm 7 at the time. I didn't know any better. I was like, what are you talking about? I felt like that person on the movie, when they're like trying to push through the police to see what's going on at the crime scene. So I get in front of what's going on. I see Frankie right there. He's decapitated, bro. No head, bro. He's gone. All I could do is fucking be in disbelief and start crying, bro. Frankie! Who did this to you? It's a fucking hawk right there. He's still sitting there in the trees. We can't reach his ass, but we're just fucking cussing at him. We're like, we're out here for blood for your ass, bitch, or whatever. You ain't gonna get away with this. And he left the other bird. Chicho was still alive. That fool had fucking PTSD after that, bro. He was fucking paranoid. So he took off. He jetted off as fast as he can, bro. And that's the thing. I was all crying, bro. I was devastated. I felt like Magic Johnson after he found out he had AIDS. You know what I mean? Just probably like, what the fuck is going on? Fucking ringing going on in my head. I couldn't believe shit. And this is the kind of mom I have. She over here helping me grieve and shit like that. She prepared a speech at the little burial we had for fucking Frankie, man. We buried a little fucking grave in front of our house and she gave a speech on how cool of a bird he was. That's the kind of mom I have. And you know what? I love my mom. So shout out to all the moms out there. Make some noise for the fucking moms. Or whatever. What else is going on, man? I know I got more stuff to talk to other than just Mother's Day, but what else went on? During the week, bro, I was driving right here on the 91 freeway. Bro, you ever see those trucks that look like trapezoids, or they look like little parallelograms? The ones that kind of look like a triangular, and they have like gravel inside of them. They're moving like different types of minerals or rocks or whatever. And I'm driving. I'm minding my business. I got my podcast on how to be a millionaire because I'm trying to dream big. I'm trying to get out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be the one. I'm trying to be him. I'm already him, but like, you know what I'm saying? And, I'm minding my business. All I hear is, like that. I'm like, what the fuck was that? I thought I was like, is this truck trying to Charlie Kirk me? This motherfucker trying to kill me? And sure enough, in my windshield, there's just 2 little fucking cracks, bro. Just 2 cracks in my windshield. So I'm fuming at this point. I'm upset, because now that's something else I got to take care of. My life's already going at a pace that I got to keep up with. You adding shit to the motherfucking plate got me upset. I'm sitting in traffic. I'm upset about things going on. I'm yelling. I'm cussing. I'm saying all different types of shit, looking crazy. And I'm sure I'm in traffic too, so I'm sure the cars next to me were probably looking over. They probably just assumed I was rapping that new NBA Youngboy song or whatever. So anyways, I fucking, for whatever reason, I'm thinking if I get in front of this truck and I see who did it, it might make me feel better to yell at them and I'll feel better about the situation. So full of road rage, I try to take a look at this dude. I need to see who I'm dealing with. And sure enough, I see this guy. And this guy right here, man, looked like he was built off of French onion soup and Whataburger. You know what I'm saying? He was a big individual. He looked like a Puerto Rican sea lion. He was a big dude, is what I'm saying. So I decided, hey, you know what? He's got a lot going on. He's got a lot of stuff he's got to deal with at home. Don't let it happen again, bro. So whatever. I chose to keep driving or whatever. He looked like he had some type of odor to him that I could smell from outside the car. And my window was rolled up, and I could still smell him. You know what I mean? He smelled like that Asiago cheese or whatever. Emphasis on the ass part. So I was like, you know what, bro? Whatever, dog. It is what it is. So situation still sucks, though, because I'll take care of it when it's time to take care of it. I got to pay for it. But you know what? I was doing some research on the cracks in the windshield. You can let them go for a little bit. They will expand at some point when it gets hot. They start expanding. So I'm like, we'll deal with it in the summertime. I'm gonna wait on paying that. Same with that ambulance bill I just got in the fucking mail not too long ago. They try to charge me $2,000 for an ambulance bill. I'm like, I'm not paying that. I didn't even call the ambulance. Why do I gotta pay for an ambulance? Why I didn't even call? Go charge the person who called, bro. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, why do I gotta pay for this? I would have been fine just where I was, laying down, sleeping somewhere. I would have been fine. But instead, I gotta go ahead and come out of pocket $2,000. I'm like, I ain't paying for that. How are you gonna pay for an ambulance that you didn't order? That's like paying for a divorce attorney and you're not even in the marriage. Who am I paying? Is what I'm saying. That's that fraud that's going on. They just swoop you up in the middle of the night and put you in an ambulance. And now you gotta pay the hospital. I don't trust it. I got a lot of trust problems. I think that's one of them. So I'm like, I don't got time to pay $2,000 for something I didn't even fucking order. But you know what I do got $2,000 for, what I do got money for. You know what I'm saying? I got money for this brand new watch I got right here. Look at it. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Bling blow. You know what I'm saying? New watch alert. And yeah, man, I don't got time to. I told the ambulance people like this. I said, hey, man, if you want your money, you're going to have to find me, bro. You're going to have to find me to collect your money. I'm not telling you where I live. Good luck. I'm gone. And I hung up. I'm not paying you $2,000. Are you crazy? So whatever. If I go into collections, collect these nuts is what I'm going to tell them. So yeah, man. New watch alert, though. I just got this not too long ago. I did that this week, actually. And it's a cool watch, right? It's something I've been wanting for about a year now. And the reason why, like, it took so long to get was because I could have just bought it, no problem. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to choose this to be a little milestone into my career where I'm at right now. And I hit 100% quota back in March. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to splurge. But the fact that I did, it took me that long to do, we're going to do it. So you got to enjoy, you know, the work that you're putting in. You got to enjoy it somehow. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do something nice for myself. Boom. So yeah, that's something I did this week. What else did I do? I went to go see the Kill Tony show last Thursday in Inglewood. Man, I'll tell you like this, my friends. That shit was a good time. If you haven't been, I recommend that you go. That shit was tight. You know, they put on a whole fucking show and shit like that. But before we get into details, you know, we're going to talk about where it was. It was in Inglewood, bro. In the middle of the fucking hood, bro. It's like the Intuit Dome's real nice. It's brand new. It's modern. It's all that. It's all the specs, all the gears, all the everything. But it's like in the middle of the hood. So as soon as you leave the stadium, you done for if you don't play your cards right. To the point where the fucking Uber driver who we called, you know, me and my friends, we're partying a little bit, pre-gaming at the hotel. The Uber driver I called fucking pulls up, picks us up, and doesn't even drop us off at the stadium. He's too scared to go through whatever streets he needs to go through. He's like, I'll take you here. I'm like, motherfucker, bro. That's like if you went to Chipotle, you order a little burrito, you get all the condiments and stuff like that. You get all the stuff, all the fixings. And at the end of it, they don't even roll the burrito. They just give it to you unrolled. You're like, bro, do your fucking job, bro. Go drop me off at the stadium. But anyways, he left us for his little scary ass for his convenience. So, you know, we walked through a couple neighborhoods. It wasn't too bad. The sun was still out, so it wasn't too bad. You know what I mean? A lot of Wick stores, a lot of local Wicks, a lot of Section 8 activities going on. So we were okay, though. A lot of fucking pit bulls barking through a fence and shit like that. You know, fucking looking like they had rabies and shit, like they never eaten food in their life. All fucking just ready to attack and shit like that. You know, a bunch of ice cream trucks going through a neighborhood playing ghetto ass music though. They ain't even playing the ice cream song. They playing just fucking rap music. You're like, what the fuck kind of ice cream truck is this? What am I gonna get from this ice cream truck? It's fucking hand grenades and pistols. So yeah, man. We get to the Intuit Dome though. The Intuit Dome is nice, bro. It's very modern. A lot of technology, a lot of futuristic shit going on. A lot of futuristic stuff. I saw you walk in, bro, you gotta scan your face to walk in. I'm like, you don't even need a card to buy shit. You just grab something and that shit costs you some money. You can walk out and you already paid for it or whatever. You know. They're selling everything there is $40 or everything. They'll fucking sell t-shirts $40. Popcorn $40. Fucking pussy $40. Well, they probably don't have that at the stadium, but if you get off on Imperial Highway and then you drive up right there on Figueroa, I'm sure you'll find it. You'll probably get a coupon to some type of some chicken spot. I don't know, some Daniel's Chicken or whatever. So yeah, they got everything there. You can walk in and grab a beer, not even using your debit card, which I thought was crazy, but they scan your face. You know, I don't know what they're doing with that information. I saw one guy, he had a battery up his ass or whatever like that. It was some futuristic shit going on. I was like, I didn't know where I was for a second or whatever. And every time you go to LA, you just see some random individuals. You see some strange stuff going on. I saw this one guy tap dancing for EBT credit and spare change. It was like, yo, what's going on here? I'm just trying to get to my seat, man. So finally, we make our way to our seats. I get to my seat. I need to feel safe right now. There's too much shit going on. So finally, I make it to my seat, man. My seats are so high. They're higher than gas prices in Space Dig. That shit was crazy. But I liked them. I was sitting, center front row type thing. I had the whole viewpoint of the stage. I was like enjoying myself. They had a whole performance. They had Teddy Swims there playing his music. Man, I never really heard of him before. I was like, Teddy Swims? They should call him Teddy Sings because that boy's singing right now, man. That Control song, man, was going crazy, bro. Whole stadium fucking rocking and shit like that. We got to see Jelly Roll. I think they should call him the Tootsie Roll, bro, because he kind of like sucked up a little bit. He lost so much weight, people were asking if he had tuberculosis. I was like, I don't know. This is my first time seeing the dude. They're like, nah, he got a health problem. He's too skinny or whatever. So that was cool. Yeah, I remember when I got to my seats, I kept bumping into the skinny white girl that was sitting next to me. And she was skinny, bro. I'm talking skinny like she looked like a cigarette. She looked like a Camel Pack or whatever. So skinny, she looked like a Slim Jim that you could buy at a gas station. She just looked real skinny. But she was cute, though. She was cute. Just not my type. I kind of like that. I kind of like that woman that wears Lululemon pants and never works out a day in her life. I kind of like that woman, ass so big you can reserve a table or two on it or whatever. That's my kind of woman right there. But anyways, I kept bumping into this chick, right, and her arm just felt like a little cacti or a cactus or whatever. Every time I bump into her, I felt like I was petting a little fucking porcupine. And it was cool though, it wasn't too bad. A lot of comics started coming out. So for those who don't know what Kill Tony is, right, it's like a stage full of comedians. And they pull like open micers to come on the stage and kind of do their spiel. They got a minute to impress the crowd. And it just felt like every comic that California was producing was like some type of bisexual comedian. Like every comic that was up there, they'd ask them questions. It just seemed like they were a little gay, but they would never claim it. But I'm pretty sure if you asked them like, what's your pronouns, they'd say I'm and gay or whatever. But it was what it was. At first, it felt like it was just like a setup, like a type of thing Tony does to kind of like find what man he's gonna sleep with for the night. Everybody was just trying to get on stage with Tony. It seemed like at first, but then once we started getting through the lame ass comedians, the good ones started coming in. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. You see all these comics coming out, but one thing I did really notice and take with me was deformities are in right now. If you got some type of deformity, now's your time. You can end up looking like a fucking X-Men character if you play your cards right. You might, you could do whatever you want. As long as you have a deformity nowadays, people gonna give you a chance. Because there was people coming out of the fucking, curtains, out of the woodworks, bro, with all different types of deformities. We saw some guy with, he had 2 left arms or whatever. T-Rex arms at that. This one guy, he had tiny gallbladders. Tiny gallbladders and no eye. He just had like some random deformity or whatever. This other dude, he was just ugly, bro. He was ugly as fuck. But people were calling him shit face and shit like that. He was so ugly, his parents tried to leave him at a fucking local laundromat. And they're like, nah, bro, you got to take your kid with you. You lowering our property value leaving him around. You know what I mean? Next time you do that shit again, we're going to charge you 4 quarters instead of 2. So, yeah, man, if you got any type of deformity, I'm just telling you right now, now's your time. You know, we saw people, walking in who talk like this all the time, and that's how he said his jokes. I'm like, this fool's not even fucking funny, bro. People are just watching him because he's retarded or whatever. He has some type of seizure every time he talks. So yeah, man, that's one thing I took away from it, and just having the confidence, even though these people talk fucking shit like that, they still had the confidence to go out there and do it, man. So shout out to them. A lot of my friends like, Vince, you got to go up there, bro. You got to be next. You're next up. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm down. I got to get back to, hitting the stage and writing some shit. So, because, we'll get to it. What else did I do this week? I took my mom to, me and my brother actually took my mom to Benihana's over the weekend. And this is our first time going to Benihana's, so we didn't know what to expect, I heard a lot of people say, oh, bro, they put on a fire-ass show. You're going to enjoy yourself. I'm like, all right, bet. I'm thinking my expectations, bro. I just came from Kill Tony, bro. I saw the best show ever. My expectations are high at this point. I'm thinking I'm going to bump into somebody who's worried about, getting deported in the middle of the show. Straight from Japan type shit is what I'm saying. Somebody who got their own fucking, katana just to cut up the meat. They don't even use regular kitchen knives. They fucking slice that shit like a samurai. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I'm going to get somebody who only on their free time. Like, the free time they do get outside of scraping grills, they over here fucking sharpening their spatula. That's what I'm thinking. So my expectations are out the roof right now. So I'm over here, we waiting a while. There's like 4 people. I'm like, well, which one of you guys is going to cook for us? They're all just our waiters or whatever. And out of nowhere, this one kid comes through. He looked like he was 20 years old. And, we got stuck with the rookie, bro. I'm like, bro, I'm paying fucking $300. Me and my brother split in half for this Edgar right here. Damn. He looked like the kind of kid who just always did dumb shit. Always kind of had like shitty tattoos. Had Fiona on his fucking arm or whatever. Looked like he don't wash his hands after he takes a piss or whatever. And this guy's doing my fucking cooking, so I'm thinking, all right, whatever. I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. Maybe he started at a young age and he's going to do some dope shit. Wrong. He didn't do any of that. This was all fucking trying tricks and shit like this. He's dropping all his tools and shit. He ain't even cleaning them. I'm like, bro, this motherfucker right here. He's all trying to say jokes. And then like, we laugh to be a part of it. And then he's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, because you're making shit awkward, bro. You can't even fucking flip a spatula and catch it. You know what I mean? I saw some kids with deformities that Kill Tony do better shit than this. You know what I mean? So, I wasn't really impressed at all. I was like, man, this shit is whack, bro. It costs close to $300 and these fools can't even do the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? You can't even juggle knives? Little fucking daggers, bro. You can't throw a fork into a steak or whatever. Come on, bro. What am I paying you for? I can make better fucking rice bowls at fucking Wabba Grill, dog. Come on now. But my mom had a good time. She was a good sport. She was playing into his jokes and shit like that. Luckily, she was there because if not, I was like, bro, fuck this guy, bro. Go get me a seasoned vet, bro. I want somebody who's been fucking at Benihana's forever, dog. They don't go home. They just sleep in the supply closet and eat whatever leftovers get thrown out for the night. That's the kind of cook I want. But whatever. It is what it is. She had a good time, so that's all that matters. One part, this dude's over here fucking trying tricks. Shit out. Bro, he's just fucking making shit up as he goes. And he fucking drops his spatula and then knocks over all this water on my brother's girlfriend, bro. I'm like, come on, dog. Come on, bro. And this fool don't even stop to, he's just, oh, shit, my fault. Like, whatever. It is what it is. My mother had a good time, so it's all good in the neighborhood. And if you want to go to Benihana's, just go to the local grocery store, get some type of chicken that ain't seasoned, and just throw oil on it. There you go. There's Benihana's. But yeah, man, that's kind of all I did this week. You know, wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, man, we're going to wrap it up right here. Again, it's Mother's Day. Shout out to all the moms. Have a good one. And yeah, man, we'll see you on the next pod. Peace.
Let's just dance in slow-mo till we can't dance no more. Let's just dance in slow-mo till we can't dance no more. Let's just dance in slow-mo. I can feel your heart.